everyone, the Turtle Twin here, and today I'm going to be reading a book that I've written so far. What I've written so far. I've got like a couple pages in here. This much is what I've written in. And it's chapter 20. Alright, so here we go. Okay. The crisp gold light of the sunset spread across the land as Luna crept across the forest floor, her pack close behind. It was so silent she could already hear her prey. Let the hunt begin on my signal. Spread out. Just like that, the whole pack split up. Luna waited for a while, then threw dirt into the air and made her way towards the sound of the prey. She saw a packmate a couple of trees away. She saw him freeze and stare, crouching low to the ground, like he was facing a bear. She dropped when she heard something. Luna saw the prey, a deer. All of her packmates' eyes were on her, waiting for the signal. Patiently, she twitched her ears. One by one, the whole pack jumped onto their prey. Finally, with one frantic gasp, the deer died. Luna was so triumphant she didn't even notice that Moontail was gone. She scanned the trees to find her laying on her back. Pause. This is based on a series by Erin Hunter Warriors, it's called, so yeah. She howled in disbelief. She pelted to Moontail's side. There was a faint breath from her muzzle. Moontail's eye was bruised, saying that she had been kicked in her face. The rest of Moontail's pack was staring. Snowshoe pushed through the crowd with a bundle of remedies. He shoved Borge down her throat. Her breathing slowed, telling Luna that she was asleep. "She will live," commented Snowshoe as he padded over the leaf-strewn ground. "It looks like we will have to make camp here," said Ivyclaw. "Yes," replied Luna. "In all my years in FireClan, not once have I seen an injury as severe as this." While hunting, Fireshout looked up to see Luna with sadness in her eyes. Chapter 2. The warmth of Sunpeak melted through Moontail's coat. It was the first time she had been out since the deer. Her sister was stalking a rabbit beside her. "Rivermoon, stop staring and pounce already," Moontail whispered it to her sister. Rivermoon shook a distracted look off her face and squared the rabbit, killing it when she landed. "Nice catch, Rivermoon." Moontail bounded over to her sister. I'm sure you'll be a great mentor." Rivermoon looked stunned. "Oops, I guess I gave it away. Moontail, that is..." "Oh no," Moontail thought. "Awesome!" Rivermoon bounced up and down. "Well, who's the lucky cub?" "I can't exactly tell you that." "Well, why not?" "Because it would ruin the secret." Rivermoon turned and lashed her tail in anger. Moontail sighed. She hated to see her sister mad. "I had better get this rabbit back to camp," Moontail thought. She picked up the newly killed rabbit and headed back toward camp. But somehow she knew something was wrong with her sister. No matter how mad Rivermoon got, she never yelled at her. Now clouds were covering the high sun, starting to sprinkle light raindrops all over her pelt. She headed back to camp, deep in thought. She didn't even smell the fox until a group of scouts alerted her. She dropped the rabbit and spun around to see a fox big enough to be her student. He let out a whimper when Rockleaf leapt at it and snarled. Moontail jumped awake as a paw prodded her shoulder. It was all a dream. She jerked back to realization that she had cubs. She missed being a hunter. She wanted to be out in the open air, but she had to suckle her cubs. She had 3 cubs. 2 looked like her. The other looked like their father, Fireshout. Today was the day she would move back in with the hunters. Today was the day of her cub's naming event. Later she figured out that the paw that prodded her shoulder was her cub, gray cub, gray cub, petal cub, and grass cub. But all wolves gather in the clearing. She recognized the voice of Luna, her leader. She bounded into the clearing. She saw her mate on the other side of the clearing. Her cubs stumbled out after her, bumping into Owlwing, a Fire Clan elder. "Stop it, you useless lumps of fur! You might not get your student names if you can't do one measly favor and leave us elders alone." The cubs sat up instantly, and Gray Cub challenged his words. "You are the useless lump of fur, for you can't even keep your fur groomed." Owlwing let out a frustrated growl and lunged at the cubs. They leapt back in surprise. "I didn't know he could do that, let alone keep his fur clean," Gray Cub whispered to his litter mates. "Today we gathered to see 3 cubs to be on their way to be hunters." Moontail's heart was racing. Gray Cub. She wagged her tail furiously at the mentioning of her cub. "Do you promise to train to understand our ways?" Luna asked the young cub. "I do." Gray Cub's excitement was Gray Cub's pelt was bristling with excitement. "Hunter ancestors watch over this cub until he learns to understand our ways." Gray Cub, with the power of all Moon Clan, I give you your student name. From this moment on, you should be known as Gray Shard, and your mentor will be Owlwing. Gray Shard looked awestruck. "Not that old mean pelt. Can't stand him." Reading.
Oh. You're not talking to anybody?
No. My big sister. "Not that old mange pelt. I can't stand him." That came out a little louder than he expected. The whole pack snickered. He saw his mother flash a dirty look at him. His pelt growing hot as Owlwing padded over to him and whispered in his ears, "Bird brain," in a teasing way. Petal Cub. Petal Cub calmly padded over to Luna, but Moontail could sense her excitement. Luna spoke the same words to Petal Cub. "You will be known as Petal Shard, and your mentor will be Snowshoe." She looked disappointed for not being a hunter. Tears welled up in her eyes, and she bounded away out of camp. Even before she met her mentor personally, her mother close behind her. "Petal Shard, wait!" Moontail felt a paw on her shoulder. It was Fireshout. "She will return." They went back to the camp right when she heard Luna say, "You will be known as Grass Shard, and your mentor will be River Moon." Petal Shard was bristling with anger as she clawed at the ground. Then she saw a bright flash and realized it was lightning. She heard yelps of terror. "Go away." "Bless you." "Shut up." Siblings. She heard yelps of terror. She pelted back as fast as her pulse could carry her. She came to find her leader being doused in water. "Moontail," she said, and she stopped moving. Fireshout looked up at Moontail with his bright red pelt and ice-blue eyes. "You were the last name she said. That means—" He stopped in mid-sentence. "I'm leader." Snowshoe stepped in and said, "Now you will not be known as Moontail, but as Moona." They cheered while Petal Shard stayed near the back of the crowd. Something was off. Then it hit her. Not so much as a cloud in the sky. She looked at her mentor with concerned eyes, but she realized that his eyes were milky blue. "He's blind? How can that be? Is that why he didn't become a hunter? Well, you come with me." "How could he tell where I was?" She followed him into the hollowed tree. "I know that you were thinking, if my blindness affects my doing and remedies." "Go away."
What are you doing?
"Reading."
I hear you talking.
"I know, just go away."
Really loudly.
It's the 3rd interruption. Jeez. We'll stop at chapter 4. "I know what you were thinking, about if my blindness affects my doing and remedies. You will grow into your destiny, my child. Just you wait. You will see." But I wanted to be a hunter, not a stupid remedy wolf. Snowshoe looked hurt. I didn't not like that. Whatever. Forget it. Snowshoe growled. Sort the golden flower from the lavender. Petalshard pawed at the bundle of flowers. Do we have any grass seeds? Snowshoe asked. Huh? Petalshard was done and looking blankly at the remedy stores. Little green seeds, he growled. No, get away from me, she was mumbling. Snowshoe raced to her side. It was clear that she was dreaming. That's it for now. Bye.